Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 12 of BaggersChat, where we will be previewing the Collingwood game set to go ahead on this Sunday, Arvo, at the MCG. First off, Daff will kick it off. Daff will kick us off with his hatred and talk a little bit about his hatred of the Collingwood Football Club. All yours, mate.
Well, it's a pretty enormous hatred, I'm sure, for all of you boys. It's pretty hard to like any of them, even an individual player. It's pretty hard to like them. You know, maybe a Pendles might pass.
He's Scotland.
But I've always hated Collingwood. When you go to the game, I used to hate going to like Collingwood Carlton games, just sitting there, look like the supporters. They're different. They're different. There's something about every single one of them.
Dogs.
On the outside world, they they'll be right, people. But when they go to the G or they're sitting down in the stadium, they are fucking like flogs, mate. Like absolute flogs. This is a warning to all Collingwood fans watching this.
Probably should have put the warning out before.
But yeah, I've always hated Collingwood. Do you want me to talk about one of my favourite moments?
Yeah, go ahead. One of your favourite moments.
Yeah, so unfortunately, as a Carlton supporter, we've seen many losses. So this moment's actually in a loss, which is Paddy Cripps' goal against Collingwood in 2019. I was sitting on level. It was actually on my birthday, and it was level. I was sitting top deck, and I almost jumped off top deck when he kicked that goal. I thought we had a sniff as well when he kicked that. Like, we were pretty good that day.
Yeah,
had a red hot go. I think that might have been like one of Bolts' last chances really to keep his job, and obviously the little fella didn't keep his job, but it was a great moment. It was a great day, actually. I think it was one of the highest attendances for the last 5 years for Carlton Collingwood.
Yeah, how many was there?
Yeah, it was quite a lot. It felt like a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, just when he kicked that goal, it's just what's his name's Anthony Hudson's commentary when he said breathe.
Yeah,
mate,
it's a big moment. Hold your breath.
Yeah. Hey, Collingwood.
My biggest surprise there.
Yeah,
that was good. My big surprise. Why were you sitting so far up at the MCG?
Oh, that's different.
What happened there?
I don't think he was qualified in the MCC just then, mate.
The Crip binoculars?
I was sitting front row level 4, so.
Not bad. That's all right.
I was with a couple of Collingwood supporters, so it wasn't a great idea. We'll move on.
All right, beautiful. Mitch.
So I reckon my hatred for the Collingwood Football Club is the same as all you boys. I mean, Carlton Collingwood, that rivalry, really fucking it's kind of a game that you kind of look at when at the start of the year, be like, okay, where are we playing Collingwood? Where are we playing Collingwood? It's a game that you fucking want to fucking hype up for. But most years over the fucking past 3 or 4 years, we've lost to them. But I don't know. I just feel like just the hatred. I mean, we all hate Collingwood, of course, but over the years, it just hasn't felt the same. And I really want to try and go back to that Carlton Collingwood hatred of like every single game just going bloody. I don't even know the word for it, but just going absolute balls to the wall. Is that the ball? Yeah. The word for it? Balls to the wall.
You built it up so much.
Anything, mate.
Sure,
anything,
why not?
We get what you mean.
But yeah, I mean, I just think that I just think we just need to try and show up on Sunday. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell just because there won't be any crowds, obviously, with the Melbourne lockdown. Yeah. But also one of my favourite moments, I was going to say Cripper, that goal, but also when Mark fucking Murphy, the figure to the fucking supporters. How good was that? I think it was 2012. I think it was 2012 when we beat him by about 60 points.
Him,
But fuck me, when Murphy fucking put the figures up, bloody hell. I reckon that's probably one of my favourite moments, but also along with Cripper. How about you, Speechley? What about you, mate?
Beautiful. All right.
Fuck, I mean, you've pretty much hit the nail on the head with the hatred of Collingwood. I mean, not much else to say, really. It's Collingwood. Gross. Like, it just feels icky just saying Collingwood. Like, fuck. Anyway, I think, with COVID, this really brings to my favourite moment with Charlie Kerner was meant to play on the weekend in the twos. That's a little sad. So speaking of Charlie, one of my favourite moments that game against the Pies, there was 2 absolute hangers. Especially the one on top of Tom Langdon. That was fucking special. They gave me massive Jesselinko vibes. She was chills watching that mark. Fuck.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that was in a loss as well. So
Of course, I mean, we don't see many
our favourite
wins. Most of our
are.
favorite moments are in losses. So
Yeah, it's so
sure,
true.
win.
Yeah.
we'll take what we can.
Well done, boys. I think you wrapped it up very well with the hatred of the Collingwood Football Club. I think mine is a little bit different. I've said this a few times now. Mine's a little bit different with my mother being a Collingwood supporter, unfortunately. So, yeah. Obviously, my dad's a Blue Bagger, though, so I chose the correct team. But obviously,
So
with
we
the
did.
rivalry, with the rivalry, it does obviously stem back to a bit before we're born. I wouldn't say it's not still there. I believe it's still there, but it's probably not as much prevalent as what it once was. Obviously, with us and them to a lesser extent, but more so us not being a very good team for quite a while now. But obviously with some iconic moments though, like what do we got here? Wayne Harms tapping it in from just inside the boundary. Would we say that? Just inside the boundary?
Yeah, easily.
Well inside the
That was
boundary.
easy.
Meters inside,
It's not
so
even a question.
obviously, a bit of a wayward kick from himself and then keeps it in. And then I think it was
Jack Savani type effort.
Sheldon kicked a goal. Yeah, it was very good. And 19 years of age too, which is good. Younger than us. And then he became most of us. How old are you, Daff?
I'm 19.
There you go. So
18,
same age as you.
older than Sam.
The first Norm Smith medalist. I'm a bit older than you guys. First Norm Smith medalist as well, which is pretty special. And obviously in 1970, almost 122,000 people there to watch. We were down by 44 at half time and obviously ended up winning by 10 points.
That is huge, 44. Like,
Yeah,
Such a Collingwood moment.
It's probably not
Such a
even.
Collingwood moment.
And obviously that's probably the second most iconic moment to happen in that game. Did you know what the first is? 1979. 1970, sorry.
damn.
Alex, Big Alex.
Jesselinko, you beauty. Is that
iconic mark?
Is that the
Yeah,
mark of the
hold that.
century? Is that the mark of the century?
Of that century, yes, definitely.
Of that century, yeah.
But surely they actually live for that game just because like they've already lost. Fuck, if we lose twice to Collingwood in a year.
How many games have we wanted them to lift? Like, that's the thing.
Yeah, it gets to a point where it's a bit.
You get paid to play football, mate. You should be lifting every game. I don't give a fuck if you're versing Gold Coast. I don't care if you're versing anyone. You know,
it's not even about the money, though. It's just
game, but
but like these are professional. Like they obviously love the game so much, have a passion for it. It's not even about the money. I think it's just these players should actually learn how to lift in the big moments. I don't know if that's me. I mean, like I would know, but I don't know.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I just don't know if it's all about the money, just because like there are some, like there's still people who are on like 1.1, 1.2 mil a year, and they have a crack every single week because they just have the passion. Like say like that's like a Marcus Bonapelli or like a Paddy Cripps even. Every week.
I'm just wondering why we always have to ask him to lift.
I know. I don't get it, mate. I don't get it. I mean,
everyone's like, oh, well, we've got to lift for that game. Why don't we lift for every single one?
Every single game.
Just play your best every minute of every game.
You get paid to play.
Yeah.
You get paid to play, and if you're not performing, then you get dropped to the twos. It's pretty simple. It is a pretty consistent theme. We're asking them to lift, and then we will be here next week asking them to lift. Like it's just gets to a point, and I hope it's not. Like I hope I eat my words, but it does get to a point where gets to a bit of a joke. But anyway, we'll move on to the
into team lineups. Yep.
Yeah, so it's big Zach Fisher and Liam Jones back in. So how do we feel about that? We're pretty happy with Fisher being back in. Obviously, Jones, I assume, we're pretty happy. What are your thoughts on Zach Fisher being back in?
No, I think it's good Fisher's in.
Yep.
He's got a lift as well. I think when he came back from injury, he was a bit underdone. You kind of tell. But yeah, he's going to be crucial, I reckon, just providing a bit of pace for us. But if he struggles, this is Michael. He could be on the trade table.
How do we feel about Liam Jones being back in? Obviously, he was late out last week being injured. I would assume we're all pretty happy to have him back in the team. I think he just makes a big impact when he plays. All right. So moving on to our outs, we have the big Fog. Lockie Fogarty is managed. Obviously, Cripps
omitted.
Cripps is obviously being rested. It was obviously a bit sore, and Setterfield is omitted. So we can say that he's omitted, but we can't say Fogarty is. How do we feel about that, Daff? We'll go to you again first, mate.
Yeah, I think we should put Trevor on ice. I think, unless he's all right to play the rest of the year. I don't want him playing injured. But yeah, that's a big out for us. It's a big game, big players. You know, he's usually pretty good in the big games. So we've got Fogarty out. He's been a bit hit and miss, I reckon. Fog. Yeah. So managed, I think, is more dropped. But and Setterfield, I don't need to say anything about him. We know why he's not playing.
Good call. Mitch, what do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, well, I mean, we mentioned it probably about 2 weeks ago when I think Nathan Brown on the Sunday Footy Show mentioned about potentially Crippo going on ice for the rest of the year. And I reckon that's probably the right call if he's injured. Of course, if it's just a niggle and it's a week or two injury that is that is actually sore, then of course he needs to play out the rest of the season. I mean, he's a captain. He's a captain of the Carlton Footy Club. He needs to play out the rest of the year. If he's not injured, if he's playing injured, he needs to be iced. Will Setterfield, fuck me, man. I know what's happened to him. I really don't know what's happened to him. No, I mean, this might be harsh, but like he had such high expectations.
No,
even last year, he actually played all right. But fuck me, man. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's how he's playing on the ball in the VFL. Then he comes in and plays. I don't even know what his position is when he comes into the AFL. What, a bloody half forward winger? Fuck.
Wing, yeah. I think for him is another thing from our fans and like myself included. I think we overrate a lot of our players because we haven't had much success over our time. So, we say, oh, geez, he was pretty solid, but would he be in the best 22 at most clubs?
That's exactly right. I think our standards of a good game are very much different.
It's like our standards are like, I don't know. It's a bit weird this year. Like we're very high standards, but people still rate. Like when
low standards. We are for some players we expect them to do the world, but for others we're happy with like the bare minimum.
Yeah,
it's weird. Like guys like Plowman are expected to do so much better, but then the guys like Setterfield aren't. It's weird.
All right, so we'll move on now to due for a big game. So we'll go with Jack. Who do you have due for a big game, mate?
Well, I mean, it's stating the obvious, and I think we're all thinking the same person when you think who needs a big game, and we've been saying that for how many weeks now?
Yeah.
But my Jack Martin, I swear, if he has another absolute stinker, I can't do it anymore. I can't.
The positive thing for him
he's listed as
we don't have to see him doing his little patterns around the wing on TV because he's wherever the ball is, he isn't. So
exactly right. So we don't need to worry. Well, Mitch, you much the same, mate, or you got someone different? Or?
So I have Zach Fisher. Just because I feel like, I mean, we were kind of speaking about it a couple of weeks ago, but I love Zach Fisher, but I think he's a little bit overrated. And for him not to be, actually go for a run in the twos, that's a big call. And especially, we think it's managed, but Lockie Fogarty, and also for a guy like Josh fucking Honey to not get a game, and he's been playing so well for the past, we don't even know, like 8 weeks in the VFL.
All season.
And Zach Fisher, and Zach Fisher comes straight in front of him. I don't understand that part of it. Especially, I mean, it would be different if we were 9th or 10th on the ladder. We were 1 game out of the 8. That would be different. This is a game where we are, I can't see us. We might still mathematically be a chance, but we're not a chance. Let's be real. We're not a chance. So why not test out? Yeah, why not test out the depth? Why not test out a guy who's been trying so hard in the twos, earned his right to play in this team, and also Sam Ramsey is another one. But I reckon due for a big game, Zach Fisher, and of course Jack Martin as well. I'm just about over Jack Martin. Another one of those players who's getting paid so much money. He's pretty much like we've seen him to be this kind of guy, and he's not really paying us back. So it's unfortunate because I love Jack Martin. I'm sure we all love Jack Martin, but him and Zach Fisher need a lift, unfortunately.
Yeah, on your depth point, I think personally we haven't used our depth enough. I don't like that. I think that's
nowhere near enough.
Actually held us back a little bit. You see Essendon, they tend to roll blokes through, in and out.
Yeah.
They're not holding. Like Waterman comes in, but he's not in for 5 weeks like Levi would be. He's, if he has a shit one, he's out. Someone comes in.
Yeah.
It's just that's why they're progressing. Like I think we'll be fine, but Teague's just got to stop being scared of change.
Yeah, because I saw actually a stat during the week. Do you want to know the team who has made their most changes throughout the year? Who do you reckon it is?
Richmond, Melbourne,
Western Bulldogs. Western Bulldogs have. I think the stat was either 3 or 4 players have not played on their list, and look where they are.
Really?
Look where they are. I just find that unbelievable.
With the position, especially with the position we're in now, where it's, as you said, mathematically we can probably still make finals, but realistically, probably not. So it's like it goes to the point of what is there to lose? Like, what is there to lose if Cripps is rested for a week or two? What is there to lose if you bring Honey in and actually give blokes a chance?
Jackie Martin. I don't reckon he's even due though. That's a thing. That's a thing.
Been due the past month.
Probably Zach Fisher. I think he's time to have a big one. He hasn't really had a huge one. He was all right round 2 actually against Collingwood, but all right.
Since he came back from injury. Good goal. I've got Jack Martin as well, and I've also got. So it's a bit tricky. I've got Harry as well. He's probably not due for a big game. He kicked 2 goals I think last week. It's more just
he just hasn't kicked a bag.
Yeah, that's it. Like and he's getting the opportunities. That's the thing. I think it was 2 goals, 3 last week. I could be wrong. Like that could very easily be 3 or 4 goals, 3-1, something like that. Like, I don't know. Like he's kicking the goals, but I feel like he could be kicking more. It's not like he's not getting the opportunities. It's not like you can go blame the midfielder. Like he's actually had the opportunities and he's missed them. Whether it's through his snap shot, whatever it's through.
Sorry, but it was a disgrace. Like, I love Harry. I bat for Harry most weeks when people are talking shit, but fuck me, man. Like that drop punt from 20 out, you'd expect me to kick that, anyone to kick that, any local player. Like it's just annoying. Like, and he missed it by so much. Like, what's going on, man?
So we'll move on to Under the Pump. So we'll go with you, Jack. Who do you have for Under the Pump, mate?
I mean, we'll say Jack Martin, so we'll say someone different. I think Jack Nunes. Surely, like what purpose does he bring? Like realistically, like he gets to go like 20 touches on the weekend with like 8 clangers.
Yeah,
what's the point? What's the point of playing him?
You rated him last week, didn't you, Mitch?
Oh, well, I feel like I love all my players, mate. I love all my boys, but Joe New was pretty shit with these 8 clangers, wasn't he?
Yeah, what's he doing? Like, what's he playing for, man? Like, seriously.
Exactly.
Fuck me. Why?
Why is he getting a game ahead of all these young guys?
He's probably
exactly. That's my point. Yeah.
Ramsey is probably better.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, it's not even like he has no one to replace him. He has someone to replace him.
Yeah, exactly right.
Better. Like,
you wouldn't actually know. You wouldn't know if he had the people to replace him because they don't get a chance.
You don't know if they're good. If you didn't watch you wouldn't know who our 2's players are. You wouldn't have no idea.
Beautiful. Mitch, Under the Pump, mate. Who do you have?
So I had Jay Nunes as well. Obviously, you boys know I love Jack Nunes. I feel like his experience brought. I feel like when we got him, I think it was delisted free agency. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. When we got him through there, I was kind of be like, okay. Because, I mean, he played, I think it was like 180 games or something for St Kilda. I'm like, well, surely there's some experience. Fuck me, mate. The only thing he's done is kicked a goal after the siren. That's probably about it, unfortunately. But
literally,
he sort of lived off that a bit. Like,
100%.
It's probably a big call, but obviously that's well and truly sort of expired now. Like, we'll always remember it. We'll always go back and watch it. It was a great moment, but you sort of probably held on to that for a bit. And then when you actually look at it, he's hasn't really been too great of a player, I wouldn't have thought. He had one good moment, one good goal, but that's probably a bit harsh, but is that a fair call? Or
I reckon that's fair.
It's a very, very fair call. I've
I don't
been
reckon
saying
that's harsh
it
at all.
most of the year.
Very fair.
Due for a big game. Daff, who do you have, mate?
Under the Pump, I've got Jack Martin. Under
the Pump, sorry.
Yeah. That's right, mate.
Yeah,
I'll do the host. Jack Martin. I was watched 5 minutes, like 5 minutes straight of his game, and he's just jogging around the wing doing nothing, and then somehow rotates off for Sam Walsh, who's worked his ass off the whole game. So it's so bad.
I mean, sounds like a good swap for me though.
Yeah, it's a great swap, but like, you run off doing nothing after Walshy's probably run 80 Ks.
All right, beautiful. Moving on to our predictions. Daff, what do you have, mate?
I'm usually quite an optimistic fella, as you guys know.
Nope.
The good old 63 points against Hawthorn. But I've got a spy. Jeez, I've got a spy 19. I don't think it'll be a blowout. Be close-ish game. And Zachy Fisher will kick the sealer in the last quarter. And yeah, nothing just happened just then.
Yep. Oh, fuck. I am not looking at anything. I swear to God.
I don't know if I've mentioned it. I think we have mentioned it. Yeah, we're obviously filming this on the Friday night when Brisbane are playing Richmond, and Richmond have just kicked a goal. So if you see us, mainly Daff, looking sort of to the side a bit, there he's
or Sammy doing this.
Yeah, mine's
doing a bit
I look at it like a bit more of a when I watch it. But anyway, no, good call, Daff. All right, Mitch, what do you have, mate?
I see the Blue Baggers by 12. Obviously not very convincing. Not very confident about that, boys. Who knows? Buddy, the Blue Baggers will probably pull out a bloody 85-point win, let's be real. But I just think the Blue Baggers, you can't really tip against the Blue Baggers.
That's being real, damn.
I mean, I don't really like tipping against Blue Baggers, but fuck me, man. I wouldn't be surprised if we lose to Collingwood. But also Harry Mackay to kick 3. And also Jacob Wiedering and Liam Jones also. I think they pretty much just do their thing most weeks, let's be real. But I think we need to have a big defensive game. I need to see like Lockie Plowman, if he has a role on, say, Jamie Elliott, he needs to lock him down. Jamie Elliott's actually been pretty good this year. I mean, like he's been injured, but when he's came back and when he's when like he's played, he's actually been all right. So I think Lockie Plowman needs to have one of those games where he locks down a defender and he does not touch the ball, kind of like what he was doing last year. Because I thought he did that well. But other than that, Blue Baggers by 12 points.
Beautiful, good call, Jack. What do you reckon, mate? I know he's going to go Collingwood. I feel like he's going to tip Collingwood.
Yeah, well, unlike Pato, who doesn't like tip against us, I frequently tip against us. And
Collingwood by 60.
I feel sick. I feel sick tipping Collingwood because I never ever tip Collingwood. But I can't, especially without Cripper. Without Cripper, I just can't see it happening. And I feel sick just thinking about Collingwood winning again. But I have them by probably very similar to what it was in round 2, like 18 points. Makes me sick.
What was it in round 2? Fuck. What was it in round 2? Like
19,
24?
21. It was something like that. 21. I don't really know. I tried to block it out of my memory. But I just hope we kick better than 5 goals 14 and be better than fucking 1-13. Please. Better than that.
Yeah. It's hard to be worse. It's hard to be worse than that, to be fair. That was average. That was terrible.
That was fucking below average.
So what was it tip though? Was it Collingwood by how many?
Collingwood by 18.
By 18. All right, beautiful. All right. How many times have you tipped against the Blues on here?
Most weeks. It's rare for me to tip Carlton, to be honest.
I'm fairly optimistic. I have us by 8 points. I think that's more out of hope than it is out of what I think will actually happen. But yeah, obviously, if we get our goal kicking right, it'll be our defensive issue. It's something new every week. So, so it's easy to say we'll get the goal kicking right, but no doubt one other issue would pop up. So hopefully we'll win. I have us by 8, but we'll just wait and see. It's a shame we can't be there, but we'll all be watching, I'm sure.
Very quickly, we'll just touch on obviously the Melbourne situation with lockdown. Obviously, we aren't able to go to the game this weekend because of the recent lockdown. Dare I say, probably New South Wales' fault, but we'll move on. I just think, I think, I mean, we've had an episode also when we've had another lockdown through the year. And we just mentioned just like we kind of make these episodes to kind of get out to the baggers, out to the public, and also to kind of bring like a smile onto your face to make your lockdown and your weeks a little bit brighter. But other than that, if you boys don't want to say anything else, start to wrap it up, Sammy.
Real quick,
That's
sorry, I
good.
was quite late, but obviously by the time we get this video released, this would already have happened. But Saturday morning, if you didn't watch it live, just make sure you go back and watch it. I will obviously be representing BaggersChat on Blue Abroad on the Saturday morning show with Riley. Is anyone coming on with me or not?
Maybe.
Maybe,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'll see. I'll see if my alarm goes off.
Busy in lockdown. So I'll be on there talking about how much I hate Collingwood. And yeah, so go back and watch it if you hadn't already. And as always, go the Blues.
Go the mighty Blues.
Come on.
Go the Blues.